everyone, welcome to Gosport Railworks. My name is James and today we'll be building the LBSCR C3 which I built in the last video. And yeah, I'm quite pleased with how it printed out. This is actually my first successful print on my new 3D printer and I'm very happy with how it turned out. So yeah, let me just let you know what I'll be planning to do. First things first, before I actually remove all these supports, is I'll be drilling in the holes for the buffers. Just need to add two there, just need to make sure that they do fit up with the two buffers which I've got on here, not the ones that I've already half painted. So that will fit in nicely. Then while I'm at it, I might as well drill in the holes for the handrails and stuff like that on the side. So I'll drill them in, and I think that's pretty much it for the drilling. Then I'll be removing all the supports, cleaning up anything after that. Actually, tell a lie, the thing which I probably should do first is give this a wash. But wash, drill holes, remove the supports, then make sure it will fit snugly onto the chassis which I've got here, which is the Graham Ferris 4F chassis, which I also built. Actually, technically this the video for the build of this is actually coming out after this, so yes, yeah, you won't see this till actually later. But I'll sort out the wiring on here because it is all wired correctly. I just need to put in the decoder because I do want this DCC'd. So I'll tidy that up, and yeah, then we get to fit the body onto the chassis, and then make sure it looks all that nice and fits and works. Then after that, I'll give this a paint, add the decals or transfers, whatever you feel like calling them, and yeah, then varnish it and then glue it all together, and that should be it really. So yeah, I'm going to get on with that. First of all, I'll give this a wash. So yeah, I'll see you in a bit. The London, Brighton and South Coast Railway C3 class was a class of 060 steam locomotives. Intended for heavy freight trains, 10 were built by Brighton Railway Works in 1906 to the design of Douglas Mast. This class was intended to replace the smaller Robert Billington C2 class 060 on the heaviest freight services. However, although they had an efficient boiler, their performance proved to be disappointing and fuel consumption high. Rather than building any further examples, Mast preferred to rebuild the existing locomotives into the C2X class. The members of the C3 class therefore spent their days on the secondary freight trains in mid-Sussex. 7 of the class spent most of their lives at Horsham, and as a result the class was nicknamed Horsham Goods. The C3 was known for running hot at speed, which also placed it at a disadvantage when compared to the C2X, which could happily handle any heavy excursions. The boiler designed by Mast for the C3 class was later used with considerably more success on the Southern Railway Z class 080 of 1920. All of the class passed to Southern Railway in 1923, but the trade recession of the 1930s caused a decline in the freight traffic, resulting in withdrawal of 2 locomotives in 1936 and 1937. However, the advent of the Second World War ensured that the remaining examples all survived until after the nationalisation of the railways to British Railways in 1940. The remaining locomotives in the class were all withdrawn between 1948 and 1952. None examples have been
Right, here we are with the C3 class now on the layout, and yeah, it's looking rather nice. There is a few things which I do have to mention about it, but I'll go back to things which went well first. The tender is very well nicely done. It's all fits nicely together. The only thing which I really should have done before fitting it is done a little bit of filing just to make it snug a bit more, other than just pushing harder and then hoping the glue will take it. But it does look nice on all sides. The main bad thing about it is that the body is a bit too high, but otherwise it looks perfectly fine. It's mainly because there's not quite enough space. I didn't quite file off enough, but I was kind of concerned about taking far too much and then having to reprint it, but yeah, it looks rather nice. Yeah, the wheels mostly line up with the little splashes, but yeah, and also to show you, it does work. So yeah, I've now got a fully DCC'd LBSCR tender locomotive to go with my E2 class, because I still need to DCC the others, or I'll probably just remake them really, because some of the older ones, the Langley metal ones, I may just redo, because yeah, the chassis aren't particularly good with them. But yeah, I'm quite happy with this. I have mentioned before, I'm not entirely sure about putting this on Shapeways, because it's, for some reason Shapeways does not like it, but my printer does. I may do limited amounts of printing these off for people, so I'm just getting some of the fluff out, but yeah, like I said, I may do limited runs of printing these out, depending on how I feel about printing. I'm still a bit what's the right word, hesitant of using my resin printer, because I'm just not used to it really. My other one, well, I used my brother's printer before many times, so I'm quite happy to use my PLA printer without any issues, but the resin one, I'm still learning to get used to it. Maybe after the next print I'll be a bit more happy with it, but yeah, I will be putting this the model to this up on my Google Docs folder, whatever it's called, so people can download it and also print them off at home if they want to, and well, if they got the printer, that is. But yeah, I said I'm happy with it, and yeah, I'm just going to send it off on its way. Make sure to set the right direction. So yeah, if you did like the video, feel free to like, comment and subscribe. If you really want to, feel free to support me on Patreon, where you can get this model. If you didn't like it, well, I hope you enjoy your day anyway. Anyway, see you again next time. Bye bye now. And there it goes.